Motivation has always been my biggest problem. Once I get going, it's hard to stop, but getting going is the tough part. I've been out in my shop here organizing, cleaning, and God knows I have a lot more to do. This is a big shop. There's a lot of workspace in here, but while I'm really good at keeping my tools and supplies organized, I'm not the best at keeping my workspaces organized, and that's just something I really need to improve. But while I'm out here, great time to film some YouTube because it's easy and I don't edit anything and it's all single shot, so it takes almost no effort, which is just how I like it, because if I had to put effort into this, I wouldn't do it. So if you've received any benefit from any of these videos, I haven't, but if you have, that's great, because that's the point. So this is going to be All Around Jacket Part 3. And unfortunately for this one, I don't have a lot to say about the jacket specifically, but I do have a lot to point out about Weatherwool. So I also want to, this is about a customer service interaction here. I'm taking the blame for the majority of what I'm going to talk about, like overwhelming majority of it. And people are going to watch this and they're going to have all kinds of opinions about how the company should have responded or what I should have done. Stuff it. I don't care about your opinions. You're allowed to have opinions. I'm allowed to have opinions. If you want to leave your opinion in the comments, go ahead, but I don't care. I want to make that very clear. I do not care about anyone else's opinion. So I'm just going to convey what happened to you and how I feel about it. And since it happened to me, the only person's feelings who matter are mine. Now, my audience and commenters have been great so far, but there are just so many toxic people that love to take every opportunity to pick something to pieces. You don't have to be a miserable person. That's a choice. Okay, so I got this. I made a video when I first got it. I think it was, roughly 2 years ago. Great jacket. I've had other Weatherwool products. I have other Weatherwool products. In fact, today after this video, I will be reviewing other Weatherwool products. And love Weatherwool. I love the people who own it. I love dealing with them. I love their customer service. I love everything about Weatherwool. They are the best company of any kind I have ever dealt with. That is true today. It was true from day one. And as far as I can tell, it will be true long into the future. So everybody at Weatherwool, thank you for being awesome. Anyway, this came to me, and this was one of the first all-around jackets of its generation. So they changed the design periodically. They've made many different kinds of all-around jackets, and Weatherwool improves their designs from user feedback and through experience. And so I believe this is the current design, but at the time it was brand new. And I went over all that in my initial video. So if you want to know about that stuff, you go back and watch my other videos. I don't need to go over it again. But this one and a few others, as Ralph told me, I'm just repeating what I was told, is that they had a little bit of an issue with the stitching around the eyelets on the storm flap here. Mine was one of those, and the stitching came loose and it frayed, and and it wasn't a big deal. Not at all, not to me, especially because this thing zips and it buttons shut. And so I just, I told Ralph about it, and he said, yeah, just send it back to us. We'll take care of it. Now, I waited almost 2 years to send this back. Okay, I did. I could have sent it back at any time. I chose to wait. That's on me. So I decided to send it back to Weatherwool in October of 2023, okay? Now, that's a really bad time for them and for me to have chosen to send it back. Why? Well, here in Seattle, we just got done 2 weeks ago having a solid week of 12 to 25 degrees. And everything around here got destroyed. Like, so many pipes got blown out. Like, it was crazy because we don't normally have that cold of weather for that long. And that would have been the best time to have this bad boy. And because of my decisions, I didn't, okay? And that's because I sent it back in October. And I sent it in with my hoodie. Now, I'm going to talk about my hoodie for a second. I blew the pocket out on my hoodie. I did. It wasn't a defect. It wasn't anything wrong with their materials. I was being an idiot. I put my hand in my pocket with the leash of a Great Dane, and the Great Dane pulled it and popped my pocket out. Weatherwool fixed that for free. And they had that hoodie back to me in a week. They fixed it real quick. Well, the all-around jacket, to fix my eyelets here, it didn't come back with the hoodie. And I thought, well, you know, it's probably more complicated to repair, you know, no big deal. So, I don't know, 6 weeks goes by, I haven't heard anything. And I just said, hey man, what's going on with the all-around jacket? So now I want you to think, we're like in the first 2 weeks of December here. Okay, we're like deep into the Christmas rush. This is a small company. It's all family. There's not a lot of them working, and they have this Christmas rush they're dealing with, and I knew that. And they said, hey, you know, we'll see if we can find it. You know, so a couple more weeks goes by. Now we're kind of getting towards the end of December. I waited until after Christmas. So I sent my initial contact, said, hey, I still haven't got the jacket back. What's going on? They said, we don't know. We'll see if we can find it. So I contacted them again, like December 27th or 28th or something like that. And they're like, well, we still don't know where it is. So let's see if we can find it. So, you know, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Finally, like mid-January, I prod them again. It's like, hey man, you guys ever find that all-around jacket? And they said, crap, you know, like we're on the road, we're busy, we're doing stuff. We'll see if we can find it. Still couldn't find it. Finally, like a week ago, or maybe even less than that, Ralph emails me. He's like, did we ever send you back your all-around jacket? And I said, no, I still haven't got it. You know, I was going to bother you about it, but I'm trying to, you know, give you guys some space. And he said, well, here's what we're going to do. If we can't find it in the next, you know, month or so, we can't figure out what we do with it, we'll refund you for the cost of the jacket, or you can wait and we'll send you a brand new one when we do our next production run. Great, you know, like Weatherwool is almost always sold out. You know, if they lose your garment, well, you're going to have to wait to get a new one. You know, I know a lot of people are going to get all bent out of shape about it, but to me, it's just not a big deal. You know, it's a coat, it's a jacket. I have lots of coats and jackets. I'm sure I'm going to be okay if I don't get my Weatherwool back. You know what I mean? I mean, God, people drive me nuts with this stuff. Anyway, great customer service as far as I'm concerned, but I just randomly got a shipping notice, and here's the beast. So hopefully we'll get some more cold weather this year, and the next time I do a part 4, I'll have more performance metrics or data, just personal experience to talk about with the actual jacket. I would have loved to have done a part 3 on how this thing handled some of the more extreme weather we've had this year, like the monsoon rains we've had multiple times, the extremely cold, freezing weather, you know, all that. I love to just give actual experience and feedback to everybody, but that's why this is going the customer service route. So for the inconvenience of having lost my jacket for as long as they did, they sent me on the house a watch cap, and it's a natural color, it's undyed fabric, and it's just these are great beanies, man. I mean, I'm gonna call it a beanie, but they call it a watch cap, and it's great. And so one of the videos I'll be filming today is comparing this brand new one to my first generation. As far as I know, the first generation watch cap. This is just great, and it was super nice and completely unnecessary for them to send this to me, but they did. And like I said, I'm taking 90+% of the blame on this. I knew sending it back in October, they're heading into the Christmas rush, the holiday rush, you know, the cold weather's coming. If I really had my S together, I would have sent this thing in the summer when I'm not gonna wear it, when it's 80 degrees out every day. But I did not do that. So that's my fault. And Weatherwool, great customer service. I could not be happier. You know, at no point did anybody at Weatherwool try to blame me or pass the buck or nothing. They've been nothing but gracious. And I just was really taken aback by the fact that they sent me the watch cap. Again, completely unnecessary, but I'm grateful to them for that, and I'm grateful to them for fixing my jacket, and I was so happy to get it back. I absolutely love this jacket. I can't begin to articulate with words just how amazing this jacket is. And given how costs have gone up across the board on all kinds of products, like I'm always looking at the Filson catalog. I mean, the cost of a regular double Mackinac Cruiser now is like $600 or $700. And I have nothing against those. Those are great coats, great jackets. Filson wool, in my mind, is a strong second place to Weatherwool, but it is second place. And if you give me the option of $650 for a double Mac, you know, and $900 for this, I mean, I'll save the extra $250, man. Like I'll just not buy a coat for another month or two and save that extra cash. This is just so much better. It's softer, it's warmer, it breathes better, it holds water out. I mean, every performance metric that you can use to judge a wool coat with, this is the best that I've ever had. So can't sing their praises enough, but I wanted to share that customer service experience because it's real and it happened. And I don't think that it's routine for them to lose garments. And it's probably also not routine for them to have a boneheaded customer who wants to send their coat in for a warranty repair in October right before the holiday rush. So all respect to Weatherwool, love you guys. I will continue to be a customer of yours, and I would highly recommend to everybody watching this, if you want the best woolens, certainly in the United States, probably anywhere, look at Weatherwool, man. You know, is it expensive? Yeah, you know, it is. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. You know, look for a used Filson. You're still getting a great coat. But if you can't afford it, I would highly recommend giving them a try. It's real low risk. They're great people. And everything in their products, with like maybe a couple very small exceptions on a couple of products, is US made, US manufactured, down from the wool, the stitching, the thread, the buttons, everything. It's incredible. So they're a really neat company, and I will continue doing videos on their products. And I have never received anything for free other than the watch cap, because they, you know, were trying to apologize for losing my jacket. Other than that, I've never received anything for free from them or any compensation of any kind. I just really like their products, and I paid for all of them myself with my own money. So, you know, make of that what you will. Thanks for watching if you've made it this far. And again, cannot say enough good things about Weatherwool.